Welcome to Crimecast. True crime podcasts have grown in popularity in recent years, captivating audiences with gripping stories about real-life mysteries, heinous crimes, and the relentless pursuit of justice. For crime buffs, this podcast provides a window into the darkest corners of human behavior, offering insight, intrigue, and often a sense of justice. In today's cast, we explore true crime podcasts that deserve a prime spot on every crime buff's playlist. Whether it's Netflix, Amazon, or Disney+, true crime has evolved as a genre over the past 5 years, growing an army of fans desperate to find out more about the world's most gruesome and shocking crimes. In fact, podcasts have been one of the main beneficiaries of the true crime craze, with excellent, in-depth series launched over the past half-decade. Cold cases, serial killers, cults, and more can be found among true crime podcasts, but choosing which one to listen to next can be a daunting task. Thanks a lot, because that's where we come in, saving you the trouble of finding the true crime podcast series that perfectly suits your listening needs. Without any delay, let's dive in. Number 1. Killer Book Club. This 8-part series, hosted by documentary maker Gillian Pachter, revolves around the case of Peter Farquhar, the novelist and retired English teacher whose former lover, Benjamin Field, was found guilty of murdering him in 2019. As those who followed the case will no doubt know, those details are just the tip of an iceberg that involved gaslighting, poisoning, and deception. And this new podcast dives deep into all this and more. Created with the help of Farquhar's former pupil, James Goss, Killer Book Club utilizes traditional investigative tools and the writings of those at the heart of the story to unpick a case that demonstrates, as the synopsis highlights, how often truth can be stranger than fiction. Disappearances with Sarah Turney. This true crime podcast from Spotify and Parcast sees its host Sarah Turney take a closer look at some of the most well-documented missing persons cases in history. Unlike most true crime hosts, Turney knows her subject matter all too well. Her sister, Alyssa, disappeared in 2001, and the case was only solved after Turney shared its details on social media 2 decades later. And this gives her a unique perspective through which to explore both the details of each case and the impact these disappearances have on the people left behind. In the first episode, Turney tells the story of Eitan Pats, a 6-year-old boy who was abducted on the way to the bus stop and whose disappearance helped launch the US's Missing Children movement. Who Killed Daphne? Wondery is known for its incredible range of true crime podcasts, but this captivating series may just be its best yet. Centered around the story of Daphne Caruana Galizia, a Maltese journalist who was killed by a car bomb outside her home in 2017, the series follows host Stephen Gray and a team of investigative journalists in their bid to continue Daphne's work and uncover the mysterious happenings and circumstances surrounding her death. In the process, the team uncovers a number of key revelations, many of which have consequences that go far beyond the shores of the Mediterranean island. Conviction: the disappearance of Nusaiba Hassan. Spotify and Gimlet's true crime series, Conviction, follows a new convoluted case each season. In 2022, they released their 3rd season, The Disappearance of Nusaiba Hassan, which follows the fascinating case of a young Muslim Canadian woman who disappeared seemingly out of thin air from Hamilton, Ontario in 2006. What's so intriguing about the case is that her disappearance wasn't even reported until 2015. Investigated by journalist Habiba Noshin and Hassan's birth daughter, who was given up for adoption, this series is filled with twists and turns that will leave you in shock. But it goes much further than your average true crime podcast. It's also a painful story about family, race, and the state of modern media. Fairy Meadow. This 8-part BBC Sounds series, led by journalist John Kay, focuses on the disappearance of Cheryl Grimmer, a 3-year-old who went missing during a family trip to Wollongong's Fairy Meadow Beach in the late 60s, less than 2 years after her family emigrated from Bristol to New South Wales, Australia. Despite an arrest in 2017 and a $1 million reward being offered 2 years ago, Rimmer's case remains unsolved. But this series aims to provide fresh insight into what happened. Featuring interviews with police officers, potential witnesses, and Cheryl's older brother alongside Kay's knowledge of the case, he's been following it since 2016. The podcast delves into the impact Cheryl's disappearance had on the community around her and tries to provide answers for her family. Bonaparte. This intimate and nuanced look at the death of a young woman in 1996 is as compelling as it is heartbreaking. At the heart of Bonaparte lies Anne Champion, a successful Manhattan attorney who returns to her hometown intent on getting answers about the death of her childhood friend Laura Van Wy, who was found unconscious on the side of the road by a truck driver. Alongside the series' host, former lawyer and journalist Jason Stavers, Champion starts by recounting her memories of Van Wy before the pair go on to unpack the mystery surrounding her death. But the story doesn't stop there. Indeed, as the series' description reads, what begins as a story about a possible homicide evolves into an examination of the ways in which the ambiguity surrounding Laura's death has fragmented her family and community into rival factions. Suspect. Suspect is one of those podcasts that keeps you hooked from the beginning to the end. Hosted by Matthew Scher and Eric Benson, the series revolves around the 2008 murder of 24-year-old computer programmer Arpana Jinaga, who was found dead after a Halloween party at a quiet Seattle apartment complex, and the complex investigation that followed. Over the course of 9 episodes, Scher and Benson return to the scene of the crime to uncover what really happened, speaking to people who attended the party along the way. Described as a series about cutting-edge science and mislaid justice, race and policing, and the kinds of weighty choices that cops and prosecutors make every day, this isn't one to miss. In conclusion, true crime podcasts have transformed the way we consume stories of real-life mysteries and criminal behavior. These 8 podcasts, from the trailblazing Killer Book Club to the riveting Suspect, offers a diverse range of perspectives, styles, and cases. Whether you're intrigued by forensic analysis, captivated by compelling narratives, or seeking a deeper understanding of the criminal mind, these podcasts are essential for any crime lover. So, put on your headphones, dim the lights, and prepare to immerse yourself in the chilling, thought-provoking, and utterly captivating world of true crime podcasts. Hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. We hope this video has brought you some valuable insights and information, so don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon.